opposite of Hewling. This is only his 4th steeplechase ever. Never ran the event before April. Ran 1 race in April, 1 race in May, where he actually took a face plant into the steeplechase pit. Right. Ran his qualifying race on Monday, and now it's his 4th race. But I think he's the future of this event in the United States.
The steeplechase, 7.5 laps, 28 hurdle jumps that are unforgiving, and they're on their way. Tom Hammond and Craig Masback from Hayward Field here and the U.S. Olympic trials in the final of the 3,000-meter steeplechase.
Little pushing as they came out of the gate there, Tom.
And we'll show you the competitors here in this men's steeplechase final.
14 people in the race, so if the pace goes slowly, it's going to be very crowded. One of the things you want to do in the steeplechase is have a clear view of that barrier as it comes up. You know, you call it a hurdle, Tom, but I call it more of a barrier, because if you hit that thing, it's not going anywhere. You're going somewhere.
Well, what does it take to be a good steeplechaser?
Well, steeplechasers, in my view, are some of the best all-around runners, certainly in middle distance and distance running, because they've got to be able to adjust on the fly. They're constantly starting and stopping in their race, and they've got to be strong. Every time you go over one of these hurdles, and particularly the water jump that we'll have coming up, it's sort of like a body blow. You've got to absorb that and then move back into a comfortable stride.
Ben Bruce is the early leader. Don Cabral is second. Augustus Mayo is third as they come to the water jump.
Interesting to see Don Cabral up in the front, one of the youngest athletes in the competition. He's the NCAA champion from Princeton this year. Began the year as an 8:30 steeplechaser, but is currently the fastest American at 8:19.
Of course, the other part of the formula to make it to London is to achieve the London A standard, which is 8:23.10, and there are the men in the field that have achieved that A standard.
We'll keep an eye on the time and see whether that becomes a factor. I think it's most likely that 3 guys with the A standard are going to be in the first 3 places, but if we see something else happening, certainly we'll talk about that.
Ben Bruce is still your leader, with Don Cabral in second place. Evan Jaeger is right there on the heels of Bruce, vying for second and third with Cabral. Dan Hewling is back there, and then Corey Leslie as the water jump looms for the second time. As they continue their run here in the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase, let's go to Dwight for a field update.
Tom, men's triple jump qualifying going on just before the rain was really starting. This is the world champion, Christian Taylor, formerly of the University of Florida. A nice little breeze at his back. Hits the board very nicely and stretches out to 56.8 in his first and only jump of qualifying. That could be enough to win the competition on Saturday. And this is his former Florida teammate, Will Clay, who finished third at last year's World Championships in the triple jump and then went on to win the World Indoor title in March. Checking up at the board a little bit, he had trouble on his first attempt and then easily qualified on his second round, 55.1.5. There are your 5 key qualifiers for Saturday's men's triple jump final. Tom?
All right, so Billy Nelson now out there. Dan Hewling has joined him. Evan Jaeger. Billy Nelson as they come over the water jump once again.
Nelson really made a bold move to go into the front, and I'm not surprised. Nelson is a veteran. He's someone that has to, show early in the race in order to be able to do well. A guy who's small for a steeplechaser, only 5 feet 5 inches tall. In fact, when he was young, Tommy dreamed of being a jockey.
They now have 4 laps remaining. Brian Olinger in front, with Dan Hewling in second place, and Jaeger is in third.
Olinger also works with Robert Gary, the coach of Dan Hewling. I know that Hewling is interested in having it be an honest race, a pace that they were not following in the beginning of the race. It's now picked up, certainly, and that's why the field is spread out just a little bit.
So Brian Olinger Dan Hewling, Evan Jaeger, Corey Leslie joins them. He's one of those that needs to achieve the A standard. He's in the all-red. And now charges up into third place over the water jump.
Look at how comfortable in second place Evan Jaeger is. When you think about the fact that it's only his fourth steeplechase, but he's such a great runner. This is a guy who's run a 354 mile. He's run for the United States in the World Championships in the 5,000 meters. I don't think the U.S. has had a steeplechaser with as good running talent since maybe John Gregor, who himself was a 351 miler and was also an Olympian.
And of course, no matter who comprises the U.S. team, they'll be up against it in London in an event that's been absolutely dominated by runners from Kenya.
Well, if you look at these statistics here, 9 of the last Olympic gold medals, the only reason it's not 11 of 11 is because Kenya boycotted 2 of those Olympics. Kenyan-born athletes winning the last 11 world championships, and they've set an incredible standard in this event. You could say that the U.S. has had similar domination in hurdle events and certain other events in track and field, but this is as much of a national sport in Kenya as anything else.
Dan Hewling and Evan Jaeger continue to run 1-2. Kyle Alcorn has joined the leaders. Don Cabral continues to hold a spot up there. As Hewling and Jaeger now leading the way with just 2 laps remaining.
And those two really have started to pull away a bit. The others are struggling to keep them close.
Alcorn is third, Cabral is fourth, Danik Cowart is fifth, Corey Leslie is sixth. But Hewling and Jaeger, as Greg said, starting to open up a little distance. And Alcorn trying to hold second as Cabral moves alongside to challenge him.
Hewling said he didn't want to let it go slow. He didn't want to be out-kicked by Jaeger. No one really knows what Jaeger has. The race in May where he fell into the water pit, he was in the lead and he tried to do something that usually only the Kenyans do. He tried to hurdle the water jump, and he hooked a leg and fell face first. Now he's into the lead. He'll have the clear look at the hurdles. He'll be able to run for home when they come up this straightaway with 1 lap to go.
So with 1 lap to go, it looks like 4 runners for 3 Olympic spots. The top 4 all have the A standard.
Alcorn's a good finisher, but Don Cabral in third place has really lit up the track world with some of his finishes, his last lap finishes for Princeton this year, winning 2 titles at the Penn Relays and winning the big race in Occidental when Jaeger went down. He's a very, very good finisher.
Down the back straightaway, and Jaeger begins to draw away. Hewling now being passed by Cabral. And now Alcorn passes Hewling as well. Top 3 will go to London, and Evan Jaeger has the lead. Jaeger's in front. Don Cabral is second. Kyle Alcorn is third, and Hewling has dropped back. They come to the home straightaway. Here's the final barrier approaching. And Evan Jaeger is over in front. Cabral second. Alcorn third. With the finish line approaching. Jaeger does win it. Cabral in second. And Alcorn third.
Personal best by 3 seconds for Evan Jaeger. He was in the right place the whole time. You notice very careful over that last water jump. Didn't want to make the mistake that he'd made last month. And Cabral, who looked nervous in qualifying and had a few rough moments in this race, including a hurdle on the last lap, really pulled it together, used that sharpness from his NCAA season and his great finishing speed to make the Olympic team.
Evan Jaeger, the former Wisconsin Badger, who went to Portland to train, has won the U.S. Championship and will lead the U.S. Steeplechase team to London.
Look at the joy, yet another athlete who trains in Oregon, as you pointed out, who's made this team. You know, they wanted to move him to the steeplechase 2 years ago. He broke his foot at the national championship, so they had to delay that. They finally decided to make the move in April that he'd become a steeplechaser, having done some flexibility work, having practiced some hurdles over the season. And now here he is leading the Olympic team to London.
So there is your U.S. Olympic team in the 3,000-meter steeplechase.